Okay, so here is a test video of Veilwraith. We'll just do a quick setup. First of all, before you start a particular scenario or vignette, in this case we're going to do the first scenario, which is Lost Ruins. We're going to look at these listed cards up here and we're going to add these to the deck. So, the first three enemies we're going to take from the threat deck are Enforcer. We're doing 3 of those. So we're going to put these into a pile. 4 Hobgoblins. So it's going to keep these in alphabetical order so we can get to them quickly. 4 Hobgoblins. 3 Fighters. These hunky dudes. So we're going to put 3 of those in. 4 Pariahs. 3 Healers. 3 Goblins and 4 Mystics. 3 Goblins, 4 Mystics. Okay, and that gives us the deck that we're going to use for this particular scenario. We also need the boss, which in this case is the Goblin King. And we're going to create 5 stacks. For each scenario, you have 5 stacks, and we're going to put a key into each of these stacks. And the keys are what you're looking for in the scenario. You need to find the keys to win the game. These 5 stacks are the keys. So, this particular scenario instructs us to put the Goblin King into the 4th stack, which is here. Then we take the rest of these and we're going to shuffle them. And we're going to distribute them evenly amongst these 5 stacks. So, let's do a nice clump split shuffle. So I'm just creating different piles to make sure that there's a copy of each card in each pile. I'm going to stack these, shuffle them up. These are all tarot size cards, 70 by 120 mils, so you can best see the gorgeous black and white artwork by Jose Del Nido, our lead artist on this particular game. And so we've already got 1 card in there, so we're just going to put 1 on each of these as well. So now it's an even number, and then we can just deal them out to each of these stacks. Okay, so we've all got an even number, and this is going to be the bottom stack. Stack 5 goes at the bottom, so we know we're going to encounter the Goblin King in the 4th stack somewhere. So we just give those a quick shove. Stack 4 goes on top of stack 5, and so on. Until we've got the threat deck prepared. And that's it. So those are all the threats we're going to be facing in this particular scenario. Here we have the 3 actions that you can perform throughout the game. You have the explore, fight and influence actions, and the action power track is these numbers above, which show you how powerful that action is at this point in the game. So we're going to start off, we've got 1 power in explore, 2 power in fight and 3 power in influence. So we're going to prepare our memory deck for our Veilwraith, and we're going to start with all of the memory cards that say basic in the deck. And there's 2 of each, so I'll split these into 2 nice neat piles, and then we're just going to shuffle this, and that's our memory deck. So this is the deck we're going to be using to take on these threats that we've just prepared, which are going to be the dreams and spirits and wraiths and things that are wandering through the Lost Ruins. And we're going to have to overcome those if we're going to get through the scenario. Rescue all of the keys, which are the most powerful memories in the game, the heroic tales of heroes of old, and the key of love and the key of honour and that kind of thing. And we're going to have to find those and accumulate those to discover the portal, which is the way out of the scenario. And we're going to have to do that all before this threat deck runs out, because when the threat deck runs out, the Archfiend gets shuffled into it. And you reshuffle the deck, the threat deck, and if you ever draw the Archfiend, the game's over instantly and you lose. So we're going to hope to not encounter that, and we're going to hope to find the portal and escape before he appears. Okay, so all these other decks are just for future adventures and things, so we don't have to worry too much about those at this time. Here we have our spirit. So we're just using tokens as placeholders at the moment. This will be a spirit dial, so it'll be a cardboard dial which you turn as you gain and lose spirit. But you have 20 spirit to start the game, and you'll lose those as the game progresses. And if you ever run out completely, you lose the game as well. Over here we have power tokens. So we can use these power tokens to boost our actions and make them more powerful. Simply put, to put a power token on action, you increase the number above it by 1 if you want to use that power token. We'll come to that in a sec.